What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Amy, and today I will be talking about my weight loss journey. As you can see, I'm not a skinny girl. So I've been pretty heavy most of my life, and in all honesty, it's more of a genetic thing. And my mom was a bigger woman and she was adopted, so in her non-identifying information it says that a lot of our family were bigger people, because no matter what I did, I had trouble losing weight. I would eat healthy, I'd go to the gym. When I was in college, I had a free gym membership. My friend Ashton and I, we would go all the time to the gym. We would work out probably like 3 to 4 times a week. And I lost some weight. I got fit. Like, I was able to work on the machines for longer periods of time without stopping, which was great. But I would only lose so much before I stopped completely. And after that, I wouldn't lose anymore, no matter what I did, to shock my system. Doing this and doing that, it was just really hard. And my doctor saw how hard I was trying, and I was kind of thinking about it too, and she offered for me to think about getting surgery. So I did. I got gastric bypass surgery. So basically what gastric bypass surgery is they cut, so your stomach is basically almost the size of a football. And what they do is they cut a portion of your stomach and make it kind of like about a cup. So like it would hold about a cup of food. And then they rewire your small intestine to hook up to that, and blah, blah, blah. So if you want more information on how that works, you can definitely Google it for sure, because it's a lot different than like the lap band or the gastric sleeve. With the sleeve, they literally just take a portion of your stomach out and they don't rewire anything. So I'm in Canada, so luckily I met the requirements where it was covered by our Ontario health insurance policy, and I did it. I got surgery done on April 11th, and so far I am down 75 pounds from my highest. And this is not since surgery, because 3 weeks prior to surgery I had to do a full-on liquid diet. I had to drink a certain shake called OptiFast 4 times a day for 3 weeks. I was able to eat certain veggies and some broth and basically just water, and that was really hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard, and I don't think anybody can do it. Like, it's not because I'm a bigger person, but like even the smallest person I doubt could even do that. Like, it was mind-boggling. I'm pretty sure I cried a few times. And so I did that, and I lost 26 pounds on that. I lost 5 pounds prior because I got really sick before I started my 3-week liquid diet, and then I lost the 26. So I lost like 31 pounds before surgery. So that means I've lost 44 pounds since surgery, and which is great, because everybody loses at a different speed. Some people lose who have had surgery like maybe around the same time, or even like just after. They've lost like more weight than I have, but that's okay, because I'm still losing, and it's not a big deal to me, because they say the slower you lose, the better the elasticity. So like less extra skin basically when I finish losing my weight. For 3 months I wasn't working because it was a pretty major surgery, and I was so terrified. I remember the day I got it, I was going into the operating room, and I'm like, I can still quit, even though I was lying on the operating table. And then I was out and couldn't quit anymore. So it happened, and the healing wasn't too bad, actually. It was a lot more than what I thought it would be. I had my gallbladder removed years ago, and that was like nothing. And this was a little more than that, but it wasn't too bad. So for anybody who's thinking about it, like, honestly, it's up to you, but it's a good tool to do, especially if you've tried everything and you just need to get, like, you just want to get healthy. You know what I mean? So the healing was great. And I didn't work for 3 months. And I wasn't allowed to do any heavy exercising for 3 months. But like after my first month after surgery, I was able to start like swimming in that, which I started kind of doing. It was at least in the summertime, so it was great. Even though I don't lose consistently on the scale, it doesn't mean that I'm not losing inches, because trust me, like there are times where like the number could be the same, but then like my shirts feel different. Or I notice it in my face a lot, or it's all about like how things fit again, and it's just really crazy. Like I've cleared out my closet, and it's only been 6 months coming up this month, and I've even lost like a shoe size. Like I know I have small feet. It was always just because my feet were a little wider. So I was wearing like 8s in that, and they're kind of big on me. The ones I'm wearing right now are 7.5. So I was wearing 8 and 8.5, depending on the make, obviously. And yeah, all I have to do now, I've had to take a stomach pill because like if I didn't, I could eventually get ulcers. But so far so good. I've missed it a couple times, but nothing ever really came of it. Like a lot of people, if they missed it, they were really ill. I never really got ill, but I end that this month, and then all I have to do is take vitamins, which everybody should take vitamins anyways. So I take a prenatal because it's a very high multivitamin, and I also take iron, but I have a low iron deficiency anyways. Same with vitamin D. I take vitamin C because it helps absorb the iron. And what else do I take? Oh, I take B12, calcium. So basically anything that anybody should be taking anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. You just have to keep on it because of how they rewire your system. You end up losing some absorption of the nutrients of the foods that you eat. And so the vitamins are just there to like make sure that you're getting those nutrients. So, and again, everybody's different with the surgery. Like bread is a little heavy for me. I still eat it sometimes just to get in the carbs, because you're supposed to have carbs. It's part of like that pyramid, the food guide. But I don't eat it often. Like I've had a loaf of bread in my freezer because if I don't freeze it, it goes bad and I just waste it. But I eat like a lot of chicken, and I put it in salads, and I've had like a weird thing with cheese. I used to love cheese before. Now I can't handle it. Like pre-shredded cheeses, I can't stand the taste, like no matter what it is. And block cheeses, I have to eat melted. Like I can't just like cut up a slice and eat it, because it just tastes really gross to me. The only cheese that I've been able to handle not melted is bocconcini, and I tend to put that a lot in my salads. So it gives that extra protein because you want a high protein intake. So I usually eat that. I eat that pretty daily now. It's one of my favorite things to eat. If I have too much sugar, I tend to get really nauseous. I've only thrown up once because of sugar. Because you always want to try to test the limits to see like what you can do and what you can't do. I know it's bad, but to be honest, like who doesn't do it? I only had like this much like of my friend's milkshake, and I ended up throwing it up half an hour later. So that's that. I'll never have a milkshake ever again. Learned my lesson. But yeah, like I can pretty much eat like a normal person, I just can't eat as much. So like when I go to restaurants with my friends, I get the healthiest thing on the menu and I eat as much of it as I can, and then I take the rest home, and it ends up being like 2 or 3 meals out of one meal. A lot of people ask me, they're always like, you must save a lot of money on your grocery bill. Technically, no. I still spend like almost the same amount, more because of the vitamins, and then I always like, I buy things and then they go bad and I still have to replenish it, because you always want to have a lot of like the fresh stuff as much as you can. So I do that, and it just evens out. It really does. Like, I wish it cut my grocery bill, but let's be real, it's never going to do that. And another thing I always get asked is, you must feel amazing. Like, when they hear like how much I've lost, or when they see me and they're like, oh my god, you look amazing, like you look great, because they see it, like they see the difference when they haven't seen me in a long time. And in some cases, yes, I do feel amazing, but it's only when I can see it. Because no matter what, I'm always gonna have fat brain. And basically what that is I could lose 100 pounds and look down at myself and be like, I'm still that really big girl 100 pounds ago. You know what I mean? And it's very hard to get through. And I do feel great. Like, I notice the differences more when I look at pictures, obviously, because I see myself every day. Or if my shirt does actually fit differently, I can tell by the way it looks as well. And the pants too. Like, thank God for a lot of leggings, because they, like, even though I've had them since my highest weight, they still kind of fit. They're loose on me, but they don't fall down, so I don't have to buy pants a lot of the time. It's more the shirts. I've really outgrown a lot of my shirts. So luckily I work at a clothing store, so I get a discount, and I bought this today from there actually, and I like it. But yeah, so I do feel amazing, but there are so many days where I sit there and I'm like, I'm not losing anything. And it's just your brain being your brain. It always likes to tell you negative things, and that's what sucks, because we're already hard on ourselves, and then we have people telling us how we're supposed to look. We have media telling us how we're supposed to look, and nobody looks like that. And we all have to learn to love ourselves, and I do love myself. I do. It took me a long time to love my curly hair, but when I was in high school, it was straight hair. Like, you weren't cool if you didn't have straight hair, and I used to get it perm straight all the time, get it relaxed, get it, like, flat iron it every day, so I pretty much killed it. But, and then with the weight, like, we're all made differently. Like, I used to work at daycares, and some of the younger children who don't really understand, and they see somebody like me who's bigger, like, a lot of them ask me a lot of the time, they're like, why are you so big? And I one of the schools was a Catholic school, so it was easy to be like, well, God makes everybody differently, but it doesn't mean he doesn't love us all the same. But, and then basically you just tell them, and you're like, everybody's made differently, but it doesn't mean we're not all the same people. We are all the same. We're all made of the same materials. Just some of us are tall, some of us are short, some of us are fat, some of us are skinny. And it's not a matter of like, oh, like, just because she's fat doesn't mean she's not a good person, or she's gross or whatever. Like, I take pretty good care of myself, and a lot of fat people get that stigma where they smell and all this other stuff, and that's not always the case. And people need to realize that it's not what we look like. Like, it's like me looking at a skinny person saying, eat a sandwich. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that to anybody because it's not fair. It's not fair to anyone. So, like, I don't care if you're fat. I don't care if you're skinny. I don't care if you're average or whatever. You are an amazing person. Everybody is. And don't let anybody tell you any otherwise. Like, I know friends who think they're ugly, and it's like, no, you're very beautiful. Like, you're a beautiful person inside and out. Like, and that goes for everybody. Anybody who's watching this. And just remember, you are amazing. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because in the end, it's just you. And you're the one who has to love yourself the most. So, anyways, that is that for this. If you do have any more questions for me, you can ask me on my Twitter, you can ask me on my Instagram, or you can even comment down below and ask me any question that you want. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you tweet me. My links are down below in the description. So go to my Instagram, go to my Twitter, follow me on there, and you can see updates on when I upload, which is every Friday. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and I will see you next week. All right, bye.